The day I found the other woman's earring in my husband's car, I was 8 months pregnant with our third child. It was a small thing, a silver hoop with a tiny diamond chip, tangled in the floor mat on the passenger side. I held it in my palm, turning it over, trying to convince myself it was mine. But I don't wear hoops. I never have. My jewelry is simple, classic, the kind of pieces he gave me in the early years when he still brought home gifts. This earring belonged to someone else. Someone who had been sitting where I used to sit, where I had sat for 10 years of marriage, before my belly grew too large to fit comfortably in the passenger seat. My name is Beatrice Holloway, and until that moment, I thought my marriage was unshakable. Leo was my high school sweetheart, the boy who held my hand through my father's funeral, the man who proposed under the same oak tree where we had our first kiss. We built a life together, a beautiful life, with a house in the suburbs, 2 beautiful daughters, and a third on the way. I thought we were the kind of couple other people envied. I thought we were safe. I didn't confront him right away. I tucked the earring into my pocket and finished the drive home, my hand steady on the wheel, my mind a storm of questions. Who was she? How long had this been going on? Did he love her? Did he ever love me? By the time I pulled into the driveway, I had made a decision. I would not scream. I would not cry. I would not give him the satisfaction of seeing me fall apart. I would find the truth. And then I would decide what to do with it. The truth was worse than I imagined. Over the next few weeks, I became a detective in my own marriage. I checked his phone while he slept, followed his car on nights he claimed to be working late, listened to his conversations from the top of the stairs. He was having an affair with a woman named Vanessa, a colleague from his office. She was younger, thinner, unburdened by pregnancy and preschool pickups and the 1,000 small sacrifices of motherhood. He took her to nice restaurants, the ones we used to go to before the kids. He bought her jewelry, the kind he stopped buying me years ago. He told her he loved her. I saved everything. Screenshots, receipts, dates, times. I built a file so thick it could have been a novel. And then I waited. I waited for the perfect moment to strike. That moment came 6 weeks after our daughter was born. Leo was holding the baby, smiling, playing the doting father. He looked so sincere, so believable. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. Leo, I said, I need you to look at something. I handed him the file. He opened it, read for a few minutes, and then looked up at me. His face was pale. His hands were shaking. "B.A.," he whispered. "I can explain." "You can explain nothing," I said. "You can sign the divorce papers I've already prepared. You can move out by the end of the week. You can pay child support and alimony, or I can take this file to your boss, your mother, and every newspaper in the state. Choose wisely." He chose. He signed. He moved out. He paid. And I kept the house, the kids, and the wedding dress hanging in the back of my closet. The dress I had worn when I married the boy I thought would love me forever. I don't wear that dress anymore, but I keep it as a reminder. Not of him. Of me. Of the woman who refused to break, who refused to beg, who refused to let a liar define her future. The wedding dress hangs in silence. And so do I. But my silence is not weakness. It is the calm before something new. Something better. Something mine. The weeks after Leo moved out were the quietest of my life. Not peaceful, quiet. The kind of quiet that follows a storm, when the world is still holding its breath, waiting to see what comes next. My daughters sensed something had changed. They stopped asking where Daddy was. They stopped waiting for him to come home. Children are perceptive that way. They feel the cracks before they see them. I didn't cry. I couldn't. The tears were there, somewhere deep, but they wouldn't come. Instead, I focused on the baby, on the girls, on the small, mechanical tasks of survival. I fed them. I bathed them. I put them to bed. And when the house was finally silent, I sat in the dark and planned. The divorce was swift. Leo didn't fight. He couldn't. I had too much evidence. He signed away the house, the car, a fair share of his retirement. He agreed to generous child support and alimony. He thought that was the end of it. He thought he could walk away, move into Vanessa's apartment, and start a new life without consequences. He was wrong. Because while he was busy building his future, I was busy unearthing his past. The file I had given him was only the beginning. I had spent months digging deeper, hiring a forensic accountant, contacting old colleagues, former business partners. What I found was devastating. Leo hadn't just been unfaithful. He had been stealing from our joint accounts for years, funneling money into a secret savings account. He had taken out loans in my name without my knowledge. He had lied about his income, his debts, his entire financial picture. The man I had trusted with my life was a fraud. I didn't go to the police. I didn't sue him. I did something better. I called Vanessa. She answered on the second ring, her voice hesitant, wary. She knew who I was. Of course she did. I'm not calling to threaten you, I said. I'm calling to warn you. The man you're living with is not who you think he is. I told her everything. The secret accounts, the stolen money, the lies about his finances. I sent her copies of the documents. She was silent for a long time. Then she whispered, "He told me he was divorced. He told me he paid you everything. He told me you were crazy." "He's a liar," I said. "And now you know the truth." Vanessa left him 3 weeks later. She moved back to her hometown, changed her number, disappeared from his life. Leo was alone, broke, and facing a mountain of debt he couldn't escape. His job was in jeopardy. I had sent an anonymous tip to HR about his misuse of company funds. His friends stopped returning his calls. His mother, when she learned the truth, refused to speak to him. He came to my door one night, drunk, desperate, begging. "BA, please. I have nothing. I have no one. Can't we try again?" I stood in the doorway, the baby on my hip, my daughters asleep upstairs. I looked at him, this man I had loved since I was 17, and I felt nothing. No anger. No pity. No love. Just a vast, empty space where he used to live. "You had everything," I said. "A home. A family. A wife who loved you. You threw it away for a woman who didn't even know your real name. There's nothing left for you here." I closed the door. He didn't knock again. Today, my daughters are older. They understand more than I wish they did. They know their father made choices that hurt our family. They know he is not coming back. But they also know they are loved, fiercely and completely, by me. I kept the wedding dress. It hangs in the back of my closet, a relic of a different life. Sometimes, on hard days, I touch the fabric, remember the girl who wore it, and thank her for having the courage to walk away. The wedding dress is not a symbol of what I lost. It is a symbol of what I survived. And survival, I have learned, is the sweetest revenge of all. Love should never cost you your dignity. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And remember, the best revenge is not destruction, it is building a life so full, so peaceful, that the person who wronged you becomes a footnote. Protect your peace. It is worth more than any promise a liar ever made.